Hi, this is Colette from Soul Life Loving. I'm hoping the camera's going to stay still because it's been wobbling around. We've got a really strong northeasterly, and it just cuts in through my shed at an oblique angle, and because it's sunny I've got the doors open so the wind comes in and it's so precarious. It just keeps wobbling. Right, so because I'm on this new timeline and I'm root cause hunting, because I'm on an inner child heal thing, and the only way I can progress is to get my inner child and my shadow to trust me, and then we can work as a triangle, and that's a lot more powerful because everything gets shared. And I've been looking at my it's like a block. It's not just my throat chakra. Yeah, I know that one because so many of me haven't lived very long, and I've been hunted, and because there's a spiritual healer line, and in the past they were hunted. Everybody wants to be healed until you're invading somebody else's space, and then if there's going to be somebody handed over to pacify the knobheads, it's going to be the unusual person in your midst, and that usually means a healer, especially when other people aren't spiritual healers, aren't those healers, so you stand out like a sore thumb. And it's easy to throw them under the bus so that you can escape being penalised by the invaders. It just means that when I came here, I knew I wasn't allowed to speak about it, which made me feel very isolated, and still does. So I'm trying to sort of work on that, because I'm on this channel now and I'm getting to speak, but there's a thing in me that's still hiding. And even though I'm doing root healing, when I'm doing those chakra healings and targeting them to free them up, because you know they're rigid, and they were rigid to protect me, this me, and I understand it, but now I've got to unpick that and I've got to release it, and I know I trust my guide. I trust all my helpers. I know they're out to help me and help me free this up. But I need to identify what those things are so that I can target something. Because there's things in me that I don't remember, and they're buried for a reason. And it's just it's not that I haven't got the courage to call them out. It's just I need to know what they are. You know, I can't just stand there waffling and not be pertinent. I need to be able to say, I want to know that, show me that keeps that there. I need to see the whole scene. I need to see the whole of that so that I can track back where that came from. And if I go back one, I'll have to go back 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and on and on and on. So what I want is for the core, but I need to be strong enough to handle the information that's coming in, because some of it is not very nice. And that's fine, it is what it is. I can do that, but I'm at the minute, it's a badly made garment and I'm unpicking it, and you can only go one pick at a time, so that's what I'm doing. And I knew that this, when I closed that timeline and started a new one, not I, they did it for me, on a new timeline, that this would be coming. I would have to deal with this unpicking of the things that I came with that I needed, now that I don't need them. And so I've been doing, you know, when being a bit more creative, because that was closed down for a while, well, for a few months actually, but it's opened up now, and because of that, I've been silent a lot, like my surroundings, like no music. There's not been anything going on around me other than the birds I can hear and an odd biplane going by, which I love the sound of, and the thrashing of the movement of the leaves on the trees, which are just stunning. I love it. And because of that, it's so much easier to drop a little nugget of wisdom into me, that I can do it. And one of the things it identified in me was this need to hide who I am at all costs. Now that has to change, but in doing that, when I was looking at it and following it back, how long I'd been hiding, because 66 years is a long time, and I knew I would be doing that when I came here. So I just didn't know when the end point was, because it's until you've gained the right amount of knowledge in the right amount of way, and until your understanding is at this level, doesn't, you know, then you can't progress. So there's no time limit for age, human age. Human age means nothing. So here I am, and I was checking back this hiding thing. And one of the things that I've always been able to do, and I've just accepted that I'm good at it, is hiding. And even as a tiny toddler, you know, even a Crowley toddler before the walkie toddler, that young, I could go and find some little place where I could hide, where I could be hidden, and I could say to my guide, you know, I don't want to be seen, and I wouldn't be, and they would be walking past me, they would be looking around me, and they just could not see me, they could not find me, and they would have to give up, wait, as my mother put it, oh, you'll have to wait until she comes out. And yeah, sometimes when I came out, I got clobbered because I pissed everybody off. I'd slowed their timetable down, and they were all really pissed off at me. But that became, when you get used to getting clobbered, you kind of roll with it. As I got older, I understood that when they said, we've got to go, if you don't come out now, when you do, you will get leathered. When they say leathered, they mean with a leather strap. So when I got that point, because up to that point I felt powerful enough to, well, go on then, I don't want to be with you, jog on. It didn't work out that way, oh dear, but I have, and there's been this connection between me and my guide, that guide, where I could go and hide, and I would say I don't want to be seen, and I wouldn't be found. Search parties have tramped past me in daylight, not found me, and it wasn't that I thought it was funny or ha ha you. I just felt safe because I didn't want them to find me, because them finding me wasn't safe for me. You know, by the time they'd found me and handed me back, I'd have got a few wallopings along the way for pissing people off. But it was instilled in me that I could do that, and I had that power, and I grew up knowing I did. So if I needed to hide, I could hide. I could always hide somewhere. There wasn't anywhere out of reach. I could climb. I could burrow under things that people wouldn't go down, and they just wouldn't find me. But it's an ancient thing. going all the way back when. Because there were times when, because the villages that I lived in were small and I was on the outskirts, and sometimes I was in the middle of a village because that's where the healer was. And what the invaders didn't want, they did not want somebody who could heal the damage that they were doing. What they needed was annihilation, and they would just say, you know, you give us your healer and we'll let you off. Of course they didn't. They gave me up and then they all got killed. So bloody pointless. But nonetheless, I couldn't always hide. And when there were bows and arrows, it was a lot harder for me to outdistance them. So this is stuck within me, and it's only one of the things that's been stuck within me. The throat chakra thing I'm dealing with. I am one of those people that if you stupidly say to me, what am I doing wrong, I will tell you, because that's what I will see. Now I've learned that that's not what always people want to hear. Some people do. I do. If I ask somebody, what am I doing wrong, I want somebody to tell me. If I say to somebody, I can't work it out and I'm stuck, and they give me a scenario that's an option, what about this? I'm going to have a go at it, just in case it works, because if it works, I will shift my focus. If I've got an opinion and it's quite a strong opinion, and somebody comes to me and goes, blah, 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 and I look at my opinion and it's slightly off wonky or it's flawed or it just doesn't have enough information to get a bigger picture, because it's the big picture that I'm looking for, because that's where all the patterns are, I will switch my viewpoint just like that, because I'm not hanging on to something that doesn't work. And that's been really, YouTube has been really good for my throat chakra, because I was starting to, I keep losing my voice, and I was starting to lose, it was so tight, the tendons around it was so tight, and I've so not been able to speak up, because whether I'm right or not, I'm always in the wrong. Or if I point something out and it's valid, and somebody's ego decides to make it all about them and how thick I've made them feel, then you can bet your dollar, your pound, and your yen that it will come back. And by that I'm not picking particular places with certain currencies. I could have said the lira. It doesn't matter what the money thing is, but you can bet your bottom that they'll come back, not just with themselves, but with a gang to support them, because they've gaggered a little weak group to prove me wrong. And so I look at some people and there's no point in me speaking. And one of the things that's happened with me when I've got to that point is I've just looked at them. All this has gone through my head in a second, and I've gone, oh, and walked off. And it's caused quite a lot of trouble because people feel like they've been dismissed, which they are, because I can't be bothered with it, because they don't want to really know, they just want to look like they're trying to find an answer, but they're not really after an answer, because they don't want to change because they think they're perfect, or the thought of change frightens them so much that they'd rather be stuck. So clearing the throat chakra, and which I'm say at level 6 at, but my need to hide, I'm at level 3. So work has to be done on that. So, and I just wanted to get that out there, because this is this takes up a lot of time with meditating and everything to get here, and silence to get here. So thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.